string variables. Every variable holds a value, which is the information assigned and associated with that variable. You can change the value of a variable in your program at any time. So a string is simply a series of characters. Anything inside quotes is considered a string in Python, and you can use single or double quotes around your strings like this. So this is a string inside double quotes, and this is also a string inside single quotes, but there are also double quotes inside the single quotes. So this is a string message, and we can print this string hello Python world, and this is also a string. We can also print and changing case in a string with methods. So this is a string with all lowercase alphabet. Then you can print name dot title. So each word begins with a capital letter. Name is a string. If we show all alphabets are lowercase, then we can print this string but with the title method after this string. So A, Ada, Lovelace. So these two alphabets will be uppercase. Can also print a name dot up. So all alphabets will be uppercase. Or name dot lower, then all alphabets will be lowercase. So we create string name again. We show name as title case. So we can print with uppercase. All alphabets are uppercase now. And now all alphabets are lowercase. Combining or concatenating strings. So this is a string first name, and this is a string for last name. So you can create a string called full name using first name plus a space symbol and with last name. Then you can print out. So first name Ada, last name is Lovelace. Then full name is addition. So is the string concatenation of first name and last name and with a space. Then can print out his full name Ada space Lovelace. Adding white space to strings with tabs or new lines. So space tabs and end of line symbols are called white spaces. So you can print \t means tab, add a tab space before text. Then you can print also with \n new line, \n is a new line. And you can combine \n and \t. This is for the concatenation. Now we can print Python, then print \t Python. So there are tab space. Also print with a new line. The language Python, C, JavaScript. Can also print with a new line and a tab space. New line and a tab space. stripping white spaces. So favorite language is Python with a space. Then favorite language R strip will right side white space removed temporarily. And favorite language L strip will remove white space at the left side. Favorite language dot strip will remove white space at both sides. So favorite language Python, the space, and can print out. You see a space here. And if we use R strip, then no space here now. But fifth language has not been changed, so R strip is temporarily remove this space. So to remove the white space from the string permanently, you have to store the stripped value back into the variable. So this is favorite language with a string after this, with a space after this string. You can use R strip but assign back to this string variable. So create again favorite language with a string the right side, then we R strip this space and assign back to this variable. Then we show this favorite language again. Now string has been removed permanently. You can add, subtract, multiply, and divide numbers in Python. And 3 double star double asterisk 2 means exponents. So 3 square. And 10% symbol 3 means modulo. So returns the remainder of division. 3 exponent 2 9 age 23 and avoiding type errors with the str function. So age is 23. Next, if we create a string variable called message equals happy plus age plus at birthday, then it will have error because Python not allowed you to add numeric variable with string directly, so you have to transform this numeric variable to the type string before adding together. So now message happy plus strh and plus birthday. Then we can print a message happy 23rd birthday. A list is a collection of items in a particular order. In Python, square brackets indicate a list, and individual elements in the list are separated by commas. So we can create a list called bicycles with 4 different types as the elements of this list. So we create another list called number list with 5 numbers in the brackets. So this is a string type list, and this is a numeric list. Create a list. We show this list and create a bicycle list. Can print out this bicycle list for bicycles. And accessing elements in a list, you can access any element in a list by telling Python the position or index of the item desired. For example, we can print the first bicycle in this list. And you can also use the string method on any element in a list. So we can get the title form of the first bicycle. You can print first bicycle in the list. Select. Can also print first bicycle's title form in the list. The T is capitalized. And note that index in the list starts at 0, not 1. And Python considers the first item in a list to be at a position 0, not position 1. The second item in a list has an index of 1. So if we print bicycle bracket 1, then the second item will be pulled out. And if we write print bicycles 3 in the bracket, then the fourth item will be get out. So we can print the second bicycle and print the fourth bicycle. And we can also access items from the end side. So -1 means the last item in a list. -2, the second item from the end of the list, and so on. So we can print the last bicycle. We also print the second item from the end of the list. Using individual values from a list, you can use individual values from a list just as you would any other variable. For example, you can use concatenation to create a message based on a value from a list. So for example, we can get out the first bicycle and using its title form, then this item concatenated with this string and this string. We create a message with concatenation of string and the bicycle's first element with the title form and plus symbol. Then we print out this message. So this message is my first bicycle with a track. Most lists you create will be dynamic, meaning you will build a list and then add and remove elements from it as your program runs its course. To change an element, use the name of the list followed by the index of the element you want to change, and then provide the new value you want that item to have. For example, this is original list with 4 car brands, and we can change the first element of this list to another value. So this is a list with 4 cars. Print. Then we can set the first value to Ducati, and we print again. Now the first value has been changed. And we can also add elements to a list. Python provides several ways to add new data to existing lists. We can append elements to the end of a list. So this is the original list for the motorcycle. And we can use append function. So motorcycle.append Ducati. So the Ducati is added to the end of the list. Create this list with 3 motorcycles. 3 motorcycles now. Then we can append Ducati to the end of the list. So now the list has 4 cars now, with Ducati at the last position. You can start with an empty list and then add items to the list using a series of append statements. So we can also create an empty list first with 2 brackets. Then motorcycles append Honda, append Yamaha, and append Suzuki. Create first an empty list. Then we can append 3 motorcycles. We show this list again. So now the list motorcycle has 3 cars now. And you can also insert elements into a list. So you can add a new element at any position in a list by using the insert method. You do this by specifying the index of the new element and the value of the new item. So this is a list, and we can insert the first position, a new motorcycle here. So this is a list with 3 motorcycles. Can insert Ducati to the position 0, first position, and we show this motorcycle. Now Ducati is the first motorcycle and the other 3 motorcycles from the original list. And we can also remove elements from a list. You can remove an item according to its position in the list or according to its value. So removing an item according to its position, you can use the del statement if you know the position of the item you want to remove from a list. So this is a list with 3 motorcycles. We can remove the first motorcycle, the second item, the list with 3 motorcycles. 3 motorcycles now. Then we'll del first motorcycle. Show again. Now only the 2 motorcycles left in the list. Can also create 3 motorcycles now. The motorcycle has 3 motorcycles in the list now. We can delete the second motorcycle in this time. We show again this list. Only 2 left. A second Yamaha has been removed. You can use pop method to remove an item. Sometimes you will want to use the value of an item after you have removed it from a list. So the pop method removes the last item in a list, but it lets you work with that item after removing it. So this is a list with 3 motorcycles. So we can use pop method to remove the last one of this list. Then put this removed item in this object. So we can print this object later. So this is a list with 3 motorcycles. Then we can use the pop method. Remove the last one of this motorcycle list. Then print again this motorcycles list. Now 2 left. The last one, Suzuki, has been removed. And we can also print this popped motorcycle. Suzuki, that's correct. And popping items from any position in a list. You can actually use pop to remove an item in a list at any position by including the index of the item you want to remove in parentheses. So this is the list with 3 motorcycles. So we can pop 0, so the first item is removed from the original list and stored in variable called first owned. Create this motorcycle list again. So we pop the first one. Then we can print the first motorcycle I owned was is the title. This message is the string concatenated with this popped value with a title form. So when you want to remove from a list, if you know the value of the item you want to remove, you can use the remove method. So this is a list with 4 motorcycles. So if we want to remove the item with this value, so we can use motorcycle.remove Ducati. So Ducati is removed, but note the remove method deletes only the first occurrence of the value you specify. So if there is a possibility the value appears more than once in the list, you will need to use a loop to determine if all occurrences of the value have been removed. So this is a motorcycle list with 4 motorcycles. Then we can remove Ducati using remove function. And print again. Now Ducati has been removed. Sometimes you will want to preserve the original order of your list, and other times you will want to change the order. Python provides a number of different ways to organize your lists depending on the situation. Sorting a list permanently with the sort method. So this is a list with 4 cars, and you can use cars.sort, and the order of the elements are sorted in the list. So we create a list. So the order of the elements in the cars, like now, you can use sort. We print again. So now the elements are sorted alphabetically in the list. And you can also sort this list in reverse alphabetical order by passing the argument reverse equals true to the sort method. So you can use sort reverse true. This is a car list with 4 motorcycles. You can sort reverse true. Then print again. So now the elements in the list has been sorted alphabetically with a reverse order. So sorting a list temporarily with the sorted function. The sorted function lets you display your list in a particular order but doesn't affect the actual order of the list. So this is a list of 4 motorcycles. You can use sorted cars. So it will show the list in a sorted order, but if you print this car again, the order has not been sorted. It has the original order. We'll create again this list for the motorcycle. So this is the original order. Copy again. So here is the original list. Print with the sorted function. So this is the sorted list alphabetically. Okay, again, print. Here is the original list again. We'll choose. So the original order in the list has not been changed. We can also print the sorted cars in the reverse order. So this is the reverse alphabetical list if we use sorted. So print a list in reverse order. So just to reverse the original order of a list, this may not be the alphabetical order. So just to reverse the original order of the list, you can use the reverse method. So this is the original list. If we use cast reverse and print a cast, then the order of the elements are reversed. So the last one will be printed first. So the reverse method changes the order of a list permanently, but you can revert to the original order anytime by applying reverse to the same list a second time. So we print. This is the. Okay, we create again this motorcycle list. This is the original order, and we use cars dot reverse, then print again. Then order of elements are reversed in the list. Okay, finding the length of a list. You can quickly find the length of a list by using the len function. So we can use len cars and it will return the number 4. So note that Python counts the items in a list starting with 1, not from 0. So this is the list for cars with 4 elements. We use len cars. That will be 4. Looping allows you to take the same action or set of actions with every item in a list. So when you want to do the same action with every item in a list, you can use Python's for loop. Let's say we have a list of magicians' names and we want to print out each name in the list. A for loop will let Python to handle this task easily. So in the for loop, Python pulls a name from the list magicians and store it in the variable magician. Then print the name that was just stored in magician. Python then repeats this operation for each name in the list. So this is a list of magician with 3 magicians. And we can write 4 magician in magicians. So magicians is a list. In the for loop, for magician will take each element from the magicians, then store in this variable called magician. Then inside the for loop, we print each magician until there's no magician left in this list. So where the no more values are in the list, Python moves on to the next line in the program after the for loop. So this is a for loop. We create a list called magicians with 3 magicians. Then we can write 4 magician, print magician. So each magician has been printed out. It is helpful to choose a meaningful name that represents a single item from the list. For example, here is a good way to start a for loop for a list of cats, a list of dogs, and a general list of items. You can write, for example, for cat in cats, for dog in dogs, or for item in list of items. And using singular and plural names can help you identify whether a section of code is working with a single element from the list or entire lists. Doing more work within a for loop. So every indented line following the line for magician in magicians is considered inside the loop, and each indented line is executed once for every value in the list. So for example, this is a magician list. We can write for loop from the for magician in magicians, then these 2 lines indented considered inside the for loop. So we can write print magicians title form. That was a great trick. And print I can't wait to see your next trick, the magician's title name, then a new line. Then after this for loop finished, then we can print a single message that this statement not considered inside the loop. So any lines of code after the loop that are not indented are executed for once without repetition. We create a medicines list again. Then a for loop with 2 print lines included in the for loop. Run this. So for each element, each medicine in list, we share 2 messages. So Alice, that was a great trick. I can't wait to see your next trick, Alice. And David, that was a great trick. I can't wait to see your next trick, David, and so on. Then after the for loop has been finished to run, then we can print one message. So this message, this print statement is not considered in the for loop, so print only once. Lists are ideal for storing sets of numbers, and Python provides a number of tools to help you work efficiently with lists of numbers. So we can use the range function. Python's range function makes it easy to generate a series of numbers. For example, you can use the range function to print a series of numbers like this. You can write a for loop, the for value in range 1 to 5. Can print a value. The result will print 1, 2, 3, 4. The range 1 to 5 will print a number from 1 to 4. Then for each value of this 1 to 4 will print out. So although this code looks like it should print the numbers from 1 to 5, it doesn't print the number 5. So in this example, range prints only the numbers 1 through 4. This is the result of off by 1 behavior you will see often in Python and many other programming languages. So if you want to print the numbers from 1 to 5, you would use range 1, 6. So for value in range 1, 6, print value. Can print out for value in range 1 to 5, print value. So 1, 2, 3, 4 has been printed out. Use range to make a list of numbers. If you want to make a list of numbers, you can convert the results of range directly into a list using the list function. So for example, we can create a list called numbers, and the value is 1 to 5. Then next we can print numbers. We create a list called numbers. Then print these numbers. So it's a list 1 to 5. And we can also use the range function to tell Python to skip numbers in a given range. For example, here is how we would list the even numbers between 1 and 10. We can write even numbers is a list, create is a list, and the value is from 2 to 11, not including 11, and with a gap of 2. So the result will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So even numbers is a list in the range 2 to 11 with a gap of 2. Then we print out this list. This list has 5 elements. And you can create almost any set of numbers you want to using the range function. For example, consider how you might make a list of the first 10 square numbers. So we start with an empty list, then write a for loop. So for each value in the range 1 to 11, not including 11, then we calculate the square of this value, then assign to square variable. Then in the list of squares, we append this square, and so on. Then when the for loop is finished, we print out this squares list. So we start with an empty list called squares, then we tell Python to loop through each value from 1 to 10 using the range function, and inside the